I'm never saddle hunting again. Why would you ever saddle hunt in 2024? Saddle hunting almost cost me $1. True story. So if you watch the 2024 public land deer hunting film that we put on the channel, I had a pretty crazy cool encounter late in the year. January, buck breeded doe at 10 yards with my muzzleloader in hand. And that particular hunt, I took a saddle in. And honestly, if the encounter might have gone a different way, if that buck was of a caliber I wanted, I probably would have liked to take him, and I actually felt very uncomfortable with how the hunt played out. And yes, he came from a complete 180 of where I expected deer to come from, but that's deer hunting, right? These things are wild animals. Can't do a saddle video without getting saddled up, right? Okay, so how the setup worked, I was obviously expecting deer to come from somewhere in this area. The scrape was behind me that I just passed and found some other buck sign. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hunt this. I think out of these knobs they're going to come into this system. But I turn around, and obviously I've got bibs on or heavier coats, I think, and there's a buck and a doe standing here at like 40-ish yards working my way, and I have a gun in my hand. I'm leaned back, and to now, you know, pivot and get this shot, it's kind of awkward to shoot the total 180 with a gun, right? Like, even with a bow, it's not exactly normal. I can't say I sit here in the backyard and shoot like this. And I always thought gun hunting from a saddle was awesome because you got like a monopod sitting right here in front of you. You can also brace on the bridge. Like, there's a lot of like good aspects to saddle hunting and gun hunting. But this particular moment, these deer are over here. I'm trying to get turned. Should I go this way? Like, it was a mess. And if that encounter had happened and I had my regular small platform, I literally could have just turned around because I got enough platform space. So obviously I've got my small stand here, and if that kind of encounter would occur where the deer are a total 180, I can stand, and because I got the extra platform space, I can make that shot a lot easier, buck or like bow or gun. I think the gun actually made it a little more awkward because I was trying to maybe shoot those deer at 40 yards. I don't know, but I just felt with the rushness of a deer encounter, I didn't like the fact I was leaned way back and I was trying to get over my shoulder to see this potential buck that I was trying to shoot. So this year I've obviously gone to the hybrid setup way more, and I kind of see myself doing that the whole year because I got the flexibility of, okay, if I need to tuck in like this, I can shoot him, you know, sitting down out of a tree stand. Or if the hunt calls for no cover, I'm going to hunt the backside. Well, it's a full-blown saddle hunt with a great big platform down there. And I think years ago, the saddle platforms had a very big speaking point to the weight savings. And now, obviously, those gaps have closed more and more. Obviously, the profile of carrying a saddle platform on like a backpack that's designed to carry weight is good. Like, there's a smaller profile, less stuff hanging up. The retrograde's pretty tiny, though, coming through the woods. So I see myself really gravitating to this, and who knows what the future of tree stands looks like. And after that encounter, I think the saddle platform is going to take a break in my hunting arsenal for a bit. I do like gun hunting from a saddle. Talked about some of the advantages there. Or if you're doing like maybe gun drives, or you're only going to sit for an hour or so, like taking that platform and getting just 3 to 6 foot off the ground, you can see a lot further versus sitting on the ground. I like all those aspects, but I think I'm going to be taking the small tree stands from now on because of how that encounter played out. It literally could have cost me $1 if he was of a little bit higher caliber. Plus, I feel like at least if we're talking bow hunting, you spend all summer shooting your 2 feet level. And yeah, you may get elevated every now and then. I recently heard Josh Tolker talk about on his podcast, he does not shoot the stick bow as well from the saddle platforms as he does a regular tree stand. And I got to believe that's just, we spend all summer shooting like, you know, regular barefoot or in your backyard flat-footed. So I think I'm going to do that. But it was a video I wanted to put out there. I think saddle hunting's super popular, super valuable, but occasionally there's some plus minuses, and this was a real world hunting scenario that, yeah, if that buck was of a higher caliber, it was very tough to get, you know, turned and shoot over my shoulder when I was expecting deer to come from my 12 o'clock and he came from the 6. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Also, my Garage Guys Hunter Bar special runs out at the end of the month. If you want to pick up one of those garage bars, use code DEER20. That'll save you a little coin. I appreciate it. Team Herder and Bucks, we're out.
We have become conscious that we will never decrease efforts towards attempting to be better. We understand that if we aren't growing, we are dying. We simply refuse to accept status quo. We will continue to gain education through experience, And when we kill that buck of a lifetime, there will have been nothing accidental about it. Be surgical.